eventually going. The Hangout is live. All right. Hey, everyone. How you doing? We're here live. Got a very special guest here. The man, the myth, the living legend, Stuckmann. How you doing, Christopher?
I'm doing great, Jonathan.
Good. Well, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, a lot of people always complain that I always do these too late, but this is the time I come to life. You know, I'm a vampire. You are too.
hmm
Our thirst and bloodlust kicks in after midnight. I'm all hopped up on Dr. Pepper, and it's going to be a good time. We're going to talk about some movie news, some stuff. Me and you, we're actually we have some news that actually. Hang on here a second. Okay, there we go. I was hearing an echo, and the news pertains to both of us heading on an airplane out to L.A. Sometime next week. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I still don't know like how to process that. Like we were talking about it last night. You were like, "Do you realize that in a couple days we're going to be sitting in a room? It's going to be all dark." And as John would say, it's going to be dark. It's going to be a little bit gritty. It's going to go a little bit messy, but I like it. That's what John would say.
Yeah, and
Um,
it makes you feel a little bit icky inside and cold and
yes.
damp. But
Um,
anyway,
and then Sean Bean's just going to walk in.
he's
It's
just
like,
gonna.
what? What?
What are you stupid cunts doing?
That's
Not
what he'd
there.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, in a few days we're heading out to LA. We were invited out there by TNT to do a press junket, and we're gonna do some interviews with Sean Bean about his upcoming show Legends.
hmm
Uh, it's weird. It's weird because you're a fan of 007 GoldenEye. Sean Bean
hmm
played 006. And did you ever imagine when you're a little prepubescent child watching that movie, 15 years later you'd be sitting in a little booth talking to that man?
The first thing I'm going to say to him is, do you know that when I was a child, I killed you about 12,000 times in GoldenEye 64?
And he's gonna be like, "That's fine. I've died more in movies since then."
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
No, like I'm not going to say that, but that is like it's crazy. I know I haven't thought of that at all. And in fact, I'm actually just trying to view it as if I'm just talking to another guy. You know, I would be respectful to a person in real life, so I'm going to respectful to him. But it's you just have to I just have to not let it become like, oh, I'm hot shit, you know, because it's just an opportunity, and I hope that it becomes something that we can do more often. Because it would be not only would it be a really cool segment on our channels to be able to interview people like that, but it would just be fun and awesome to meet some of these people that we grew up watching their movies. I mean, like I grew up watching Patriot Games, GoldenEye, Ronin, Lord of the Rings. It's crazy to really think about it.
Yeah, and don't forget his one of his best roles ever in the movie National Treasure, where he played the villain.
Oh yeah, or Silent Hill Revelation. You can't forget that.
They were the founding fathers. We need to protect history. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be awesome. I'm most looking forward to the luxury hotel room they're gonna put us up in. I'm gonna make a few vlogs along the way, and I just want to go swimming in the pool. I don't
Yeah,
know why. That's what I feel like doing. I want to go swimming in a luxurious pool.
the pool is on the roof.
Yeah, and that just I don't know why that just makes me feel that much better about myself. Uh,
It's really cool to. I definitely will be taking a photo, probably of just like the city in the backdrop, because Sam's gonna be with me. So I'll take like Sam in the foreground, city in the backdrop, photo up on the
can
roof.
I be in? Yeah, I'll be the photo bomb in the back like this,
Yeah, you can just be in the
just
background.
flexing my biceps.
That's what you do best.
That's all I do. Anyway, what else is there? Oh yeah, later on we're gonna take a whole bunch of questions. We'll answer all the questions, anything and everything. And there's a lot of people watching right now. It's gonna be
Oh,
awesome.
really?
Anyway, yeah, I just don't want to make an ass out of myself when
Hello,
we.
everyone. I like how you're like, I don't want to make an ass out of myself. I'm just like, hello.
The Forrest Gump's half brother, Chris Stuckman. Hey. All right, so the first thing I want,
Jenny, you have
Jenny,
AIDS, Jenny.
Forrest. I only used you when you were convenient. Here's your love child. Can you support me as I'm dying of AIDS? Okay. All right. So there's some movie news I wanted to talk about, and you just made a video tonight, and
Yeah,
that movie.
I think you might be talking about Batman.
Is that what we're talking about here? No. Yeah, Batman versus Superman, the Comic Con footage that they released to the lucky bastards who got to attend Comic Con. I had to watch it in 3 pixels on a shaky cell phone camera.
Filmed with a
Uh,
toaster.
yeah, filmed with a jar of pickles. by Helen Keller herself. I, Dude, I'm just gonna say this. How can you not like that footage?
It's perfect. I see. I know it's only 15 seconds or so of the movie, but those 15 seconds are perfect. So, like, I talked about it in my video. The one thing that it tells me is that they are attempting to recreate the source material, at least the look of the source material, in a respectful way, which is cool because that means that more than likely they'll also try to recreate other things in the source material respectfully. Because the Frank Miller, The Dark Knight Returns, is one of the most famous of Batman outings, and so I think that they wouldn't make that mistake of flubbing that up, and you got so much awesomeness right there. And yes, I mean, I've made the mistake in my video of saying this is like one of the first times we've gotten to see a live action Batman with the white eyes. Technically his sonar in The Dark Knight was kind of the first time that happened.
I don't agree with that. I've heard that comment. I don't agree with that. That was a fucking two big blue bubbles on his goddamn head.
Yeah.
That's not what they weren't even going for that. That's not even what they were trying to do.
And that's kind of what I meant in my video, and I can see why someone would say that the sonar thing in The Dark Knight is that time, but this is like the first time where we've got like the little triangles perfect. Yeah. I'm excited about it. I think I don't think that. I mean, like, how can you mess that up? It's like it's the perfect thing right there. It's like if someone said, "Here, do this," it'd be like, "Oh my God, really? I get to do that?" Like, that's the perfect thing.
Yeah,
don't mess it up.
The body armor, man, that was right out of the animated film, The Dark Knight Returns. That's perfect looking.
Which is based off of
the comic, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's the comic book pages brought to life. Now, I mean, Zack Snyder is more incapable of always doing that. He did it with the movie Watchmen. Is it a little bit slow here and there throughout the 3-hour director's cut? Yeah, but overall, I mean, it's visually groundbreaking, and I can't wait to see it. And what do you think about Superman with his pissed off red heat vision eyes?
It looks cool. I mean, I've seen Man of Steel now, and so I know that Henry Cavill is good at playing Superman. He'll be good in the role. I want to know what he's pissed off about.
Yeah.
Like, what is it right now that has Superman like, I'm going to laser eye you, Batman? Like, what's going on in his head right now where he's like, I'm going to laser eye Batman? Like, what made him want to do? What made him do that?
Maybe he's mad about the movie Geely.
He's probably mad about that, or being in the cold light of day.
There you go. All right, another thing I wanted to cover real quick here. By the way, let's answer some questions. I don't want to jump around too quick. I want to dive into some questions.
Let's answer some viewer questions.
Let's see. Hey, are you going to be in LA meetup? Do you want to do an LA meetup?
See, Chris? The problem is I would love that, but the problem is we have such limited time. We're only going to be there for like basically 3 days, and
not even 2 nights and a morning.
So it's kind of like it'd be really awesome if we could figure something out, because I know we were probably going to try to see Guardians of the Galaxy in LA. I want to see it again, and so it's possible that maybe I could. The best that I can do is be like on Twitter, "Hey, I'm seeing Guardians of the Galaxy at the ArcLight at this showing. Here I am." Like that's the best I can probably think of at this point.
Come eat popcorn with us.
Yeah, come look at me. Come look at the back of my head in the theater and don't say anything until the end. So basically, I'm inviting people to stalk me.
Yeah, their fingers just rub through your hair during the movie. Actually, I'd look forward to that.
Just see this hand come around. But actually, I am going to be coming. I am going to be coming back to LA in September, late September. I'm going to be coming back and I'm going to do the Schmoes Know podcast.
Yeah, and speaking of Schmoes, JTE is over there. He says Tarantino has a sci-fi idea. Any opinions?
Well, after I finish what I was saying, you very rude interrupter, I will answer that question.
Hey, this is my live podcast. You will respect it.
This is John's channel, and I'm John's bitch right now.
Bow on your knees as you speak.
Basically, I'll try to do something while I'm there in September in LA. Where I can hopefully meet up with some people, and I have something on the back burner in regards to VidCon for next year, which would be really huge in regards to that. So I would definitely love to do that, because anytime I've ever met anyone who's a viewer, it's been amazing.
Awesome. Until one day they just walk up and stab you with a rusty blade. If someone denies true justice, you walk up behind them and stab them.
Stab them in the heart. How'd you forget the heart part,
I don't know.
Mr. Batman?
Anyway,
In regards to his sci-fi question, though,
yeah.
that would be pretty nuts to see Tarantino do a sci-fi.
Yeah, just you have this very interesting dialect in space, and you have like Samuel L. Jackson over there just screaming a motherfucker every 2 seconds, but they're on like some planet. I mean,
Yeah.
cool. I definitely dig that. By the way, a little bit later, I'm going to do the giveaway for the LED lights. There they are. Come on there, right there, and then I have the names in this little jar right here. You can see it. You can see all the names. So we're going to do that a little bit later. But
Cool.
I want to run through some questions real quick. Superman is pissed at Batman because he took the chick from him. Lois Lane? No. Batman can afford much better than Lois Lane.
That would
Hey,
be
guy.
the most like cliched way of doing it, I guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy with that.
You're a little blurry. You might want to like move around or something, get it to focus on you.
That's because you're drunk.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's what it is, yeah.
Documentary. Anybody have questions? I see a lot of comments, but not questions.
I can't see a single comment, just so everyone knows. All I can see is John's face.
Do this, Chris. Open up another window on your computer.
Are you asking me to work, John?
Yes, I am. And then just go to this page live that's on YouTube. You'll see all the questions down in the comments.
Okay.
John, who would you cast in an over-the-top remake? Yeah, I'm not. I'd probably, I tell you who I would cast. I would cast The Rock. I could see The Rock playing a truck driver with a heart of gold that doesn't have a good connection with his son.
You know what I want to see?
What?
Over the Top 2 with Stallone right now. He's old. He's old. His son is like 25 now. And they're estranged from each other. They have to somehow explain how at the end they don't have to worry about any of those legal problems.
Yeah, just and it all comes down to an arm wrestling match for everything.
Of course, between him and his son.
Yeah, just everything else goes out the window. Legal issues and everything. It's just you have to arm wrestle each other.
Yep.
Hawk and Son. That was their company name by the end of the movie.
That movie is so hilarious.
That is one of the best movies ever made, and I just don't think it's appreciated enough. I really don't. I mean, there's a great story there. It's a father and son coming to age story taking place on the road. Arm wrestling ties it all together, and yeah, there's some crazy fucking guys in there with baby oil smeared on their faces, and they're screaming for no reason, but that was the 80s, and it makes me feel good.
Yeah, I like how in his truck he just has like a bicep curler in his truck.
Yeah, just for one arm, though. Just for one arm.
Just for his arm wrestling arm.
Chris, can you explain the ending of Memento?
The ending of Memento. Yes, I can, but the thing is, I haven't seen it in like 3 years. I need to rewatch it.
Yeah. Do you think Batflick will make a convincing Batman?
My thoughts so far are yes. I mean, I said from the beginning, the first video that I made of him was saying, hey, I mean, he's already shit the bed or whatever the term is in regards to superhero movies. He was Daredevil and it didn't go over well. And he knows what not to do now. And he's definitely shown himself to be really creative in regards to structuring a movie. And I feel like with his input, the new writer who wrote Argo, and Zack Snyder, who is a really good visual director, I think with the three of them working together, that I really do think it'll be good. And I mean, I really do love the Dark Knight trilogy, but I think this might be the best costume we've had, at least. I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to be better than those movies, but I think it might be the best costume we've had so far.
I think it also might be the most visually pleasing Batman movie we're ever going to have, or a movie containing Batman. My only thing is with Ben Affleck playing, by the way, the other night I watched Jersey Girl for the first time. Not as bad as I expected it to be. To be honest,
Really?
not as bad as I expected it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's kind of shit, but it's good fluffy shit that you watch at 3 o'clock in the morning.
It's so weird that you would say that, because you know what I watched the other night?
What?
Phantoms.
Yeah, that's I've seen 12 minutes of that one time on Showtime. I never finished it. Did you like the movie?
It's like a cheesy like it's kind of bad. Like it really is kind of bad, but it's like the perfect type of bad.
It's
It's a no substance horror movie with Ben Affleck in a cowboy hat.
I kind of want to watch it right now.
Yeah, I know.
I almost want to end this broadcast and jump down there and watch it on TV. No, here's my thing with Ben Affleck. I think when he's like doing his best, he's good, but I'm scared that those little Ben Affleck mannerisms are gonna leak through. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Your generation never did anything. You know, you wear your fucking vintage T-shirts. You know. I just hope that doesn't leak through when he's playing Bruce Wayne.
I think he's got, like I said, like what I said in my video is that Ben Affleck basically is Batman, like in real life. Like the real life Batman had his ass whooped, his parents were killed, like he took like all this public beating and shit. And now he's the Dark Knight and savior of everyone. Like Ben Affleck, the same thing happened to him. He got a gigantic media backlash beating with Gigli and Jennifer Lopez. Everyone was like, "You're a shit actor. You have no talent." He won an Oscar, and then nothing happened. And he just was starting a string of unsuccessful movies for the most part. And then all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I'm going to make my own movie. I'm going to work at it. And then I win Best Picture, and now I'm playing Batman. He is basically Batman.
And both of his parents were shot to death in an alleyway.
Right. That's the other part. Ben Affleck's parents were actually killed in an alleyway. So that definitely adds to the Batman.
Here's a good question. I was going to bring this up a little bit later. Let's get off the Batman for a second here. What are your thoughts on, because they announced that they're going to do a new King Kong movie, probably due to the success of the new Godzilla reboot. What are your quick thoughts on that?
Well, you see, Peter Jackson's King Kong has amazing moments, and then it has fucking awful moments.
The first hour and a half were all awful moments.
All the stuff with like him fighting dinosaurs and on the island, Andy Serkis's performance was really great, of course. You know, but then it's like Jack Black. You know, it's like, I don't know, like certain things about that movie just didn't work. And I would love to see a non-3-hour version of King Kong that is awesome, that maybe doesn't follow the exact same story. Like, it's like, do we have to have him captured and brought to, you know, America? It's like, let's just do something different. And then after that, let's have Godzilla versus King Kong.
I agree with you, everything you just said. And the thing is, start the movie out, have them on the island, have them literally getting to the island after the opening credits to the movie, and you could have a really good King Kong movie just take place on Skull Island the entire time.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already proven that you can make a monster movie on an island the entire time. It was called Jurassic Park.
Exactly.
Give me that. All right. Yeah, Godzilla versus King Kong. Now, let me ask you about that, though. If they do that, we're going to have to get probably the biggest King Kong we've ever seen in a film. I mean, or else Godzilla's just going to snort him like Coke. I mean, he's crush him.
Yeah, totally. See, I actually grew up on the original Godzilla, King Kong versus Godzilla. I had the VHS tape of it. It's absolute garbage. It really is. Like it really is garbage, but it has a nostalgic quality to it. But yeah, that's largely because I grew up watching it over and over again. I actually watched the clip on YouTube recently where Godzilla and King Kong are about to fight, and I just like got this rush of nostalgia from when I was like 6 years old, and I would get so excited whenever that scene happened.
Really?
Anyway, so it would be really awesome if that movie happened and it was cool. The problem is the man who made the new Godzilla did an excellent job directing the movie, but he has this kind of mentality I don't necessarily agree with, where he feels the need to not show Godzilla that much. And it worked in a way, because like at the end you were like, oh my god, that was so epic, but then you still kind of wanted a little bit more, which is good. Like, you want to leave the audience wanting more, but you don't want to leave them wanting a lot more.
Yeah,
which is why I gave it an A- instead of an A.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that the first time you watch it, you're like, okay, that was fun because we got Godzilla at the end and it paid off with the grand finale. But it's one of those movies that if you ever went back to watch it at home on Blu-ray or something, it's like, I don't know if I could sit through that first hour and a half of that movie. I'd almost want to skip to the halfway point so I can get to the most bearable stuff of the movie. And plus, Aaron Johnson, right?
Aaron Taylor Johnson, yeah.
I just call him Aaron Johnson. I don't care about his hyphenated middle name. I like him as Kick-Ass, but in
Yeah.
that movie, his character was a little bit draining to watch, wasn't he?
Yeah, here's the whole thing. Like, the movie was directed so amazingly well. I really thought every scene was awesome. And he took a lot of definite inspiration from Jurassic Park. It was obvious. But the problem is, and like I said, I like the movie. I like the movie. But the problem is, Jurassic Park had amazing characters. And Jurassic Park took the same kind of thing where it was like, let's not always show the dinosaurs every couple seconds. Let's focus on they're having this dinner here where they're talking about the chaos theory. They had amazing characters in Jurassic Park. The human characters in Godzilla were nowhere near as interesting as the humans.
No, they were unbearable. Excuse me. Excuse me. You are going to have dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour?
I really hate that man.
Now, here's my thing. The new Jurassic Park is that a complete reboot? That's a complete reboot, right? Or is it a continuation? Or is it a continuation where
I believe it is a continuation.
Please put Jeff Goldblum in that movie for a cameo. That's all I ask.
That would be incredible.
That's all I ask. There's no reason he couldn't be either.
That would be incredible.
Right.
I think that would be just awesome. The worst thing they could do is be like, open the movie with Ian Malcolm found dead in apartment.
Velociraptors ate him alive.
He was killed by Sam Neill because he didn't get to be with Laura Dern in Jurassic Park.
You put the water there, and that's chaos theory. All right, let's talk about.
I'm by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos.
I want to talk about something that me and you haven't even talked about this yet, and it's something it looks like a movie right down your alleyway, and it's called Nightcrawler.
Oh my gosh! Yes, I saw the preview. It's one of my most anticipated for the rest of the year, definitely.
Yeah, I love the way it looks. It definitely has that nighttime vibe with the street lights, the thing that you like and I like, and that's the reason I think we both love Drive so much and the look of it. Who's directing the movie Nightcrawler? Do you know?
Yes, I did, but I just forgot.
Okay.
I think it's his first feature.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely interested in it.
Jake Gyllenhaal's been blowing my mind lately with his performances. He's been like really committing and choosing really different and interesting roles outside of the norm.
Yeah, he went from Bubble Boy to Prisoners, where he's looking for a kidnapped kid. So.
Yeah, he didn't do a single movie from Bubble Boy to Prisoners.
Not in my mind. He did fucking Bubble Boy, and then he did Prisoners, man.
No Zodiac, nothing else, just Bubble Boy and then Prisoners.
He did Day After Tomorrow.
He did Zodiac. Zodiac was fantastic. I don't care what you say.
I like Zodiac. Not my favorite adventure film, but
October Sky was really good.
Yeah, that was
pretty good. I feel like I'm missing something major. Brokeback Mountain. Brokeback Mountain.
I'm sorry, Chris. I'm looking at your lady friend back there in her pants.
Yeah, so am I. That's why I'm blocking her. What the hell are you doing, Sam?
All right.
Yeah, well, it just looked like your ass.
Really?
Like, hey, here's my ass.
It's not. It's my shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There she is. All right. I watched this yesterday for the first time, and I thought it was fake at first. It's the DeadPool test footage with voiced by Ryan Reynolds, and I think the whole thing's kind of like mostly CGI. Did you see that yet?
Yeah, it's just supposed to be, like you said, test footage to test if they could maybe make it, if people would like it. I would love to see that happen. I think that would be great. But the thing about it is, I just kept thinking, like, really? They gave Deadpool back to Ryan Reynolds?
I think it's not his fault. I'm just going to stand by that. It's not his fault. And I think
I don't think he's bad.
Yeah, I think voicing a Deadpool, it makes sense. I mean, he kind of has the persona down. Here's my thing with that test footage, though. It was leaked online with some shitty shaky cam looking thing with a cell phone, and now there's a digital HD version online now. And to me, this leak doesn't seem accidental. It seems like someone's putting that out there to get a positive vibe, and then Fox is going to look at it and be like, you know what, we should make this movie.
You're probably right, and that's actually exactly what I was thinking earlier, was that it more than likely was an intentional leak.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it does make sense. I mean, if you get enough hype for a movie, that just goes to prove you should probably make the movie.
My question is though, like, would the movie be a CGI character like the Hulk, or were they just using that for that test footage, and would he actually be in a suit?
My guess would be they were just kind of doing that for the test footage, but I would hope that they actually have an actual practical suit, and they implement, some of the crazy shit with CGI here and there when they have to. But
Right. That's my hope as
yeah,
well.
yeah, I can't. I don't want to watch a CGI. I'd feel like you're watching fucking Toy Story with Deadpool in it. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. To me, Deadpool is basically like a more violent Spider-Man.
That's a good. Yeah, I agree with that. I would agree with that.
He's the quippy guy. He comes in there and makes his jokes, but he will slice people up.
And hopefully his movie's better than the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Hopefully, it is better than that. Yeah.
All right.
And better than X-Men Origins.
Uh, here's a random question off movie. It's kind of non-movie related. Have you ever broken any bones? I'll answer this real quick first. I used to be in cross country back in middle school. I was a moron kid. I was running backwards for practice one day, fell back, fractured both my wrists, and had to wear a cast on both wrists for like 6 weeks. And I was going through puberty at the time. Imagine how hard that was with two broken hands. Yeah. How about you?
Had to use your elbows.
Yeah, like tube socks and yeah. How about you, Chris?
I've never like officially broken a bone. I've never actually, as far as I know, broken one. But I did. Also, my wrists. Really, I think I just really, really badly sprained them. Because what happened, I was actually in an elementary school where I was playing basketball and I fell and I braced myself on the pavement really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember, like, for the next 2 weeks, I like just doing this with my hands, like even bringing my fingers in was really painful.
Really?
And like it would be like where if I held my hand like this, it felt okay. So basically, if I held my hand in the way a cast is supposed to be, it felt okay. But if I let it drop, it hurt. And to this day, I don't know if you can hear this, but listen.
Sounds like something out of Aliens. It sounds like a xenomorph trying to come out of some kind of tight little orifice.
Yeah, to this day, instantly I can crack them both. So I have a feeling something didn't really work out there, and I maybe should have gone to the hospital. But to the best of my knowledge, I've never broken a bone.
That's something's fucked up inside your wrist there.
In all honesty, though, dude, I am completely double jointed everywhere. Like really? I can crack my knees, my toes, my elbows, my fingers, my wrists, everything.
Okay. Let's do a couple quick movie topics here. I got a whole bunch of questions here talking about these two. Terminator Genesis. What do you think about the new upcoming Terminator movie with old Arnie returning?
My instant thought is he'll probably have to do a shirtless scene.
Oh, I hope so. I hope he has baby oil to do it, and I don't care how old he is.
I hope that it works out. I hope that it's not prosthetic. I hope that it's not CGI. I hope that that is actually the way it goes. But I don't know, man. Like Terminator 3, in my opinion, is actually the worst of all of them.
It was ass juice.
Yeah, it was terrible, which is funny because it's funny that I actually like the next one more, and Arnold's not even in it. So,
he's in it in spirit and CGI.
Yeah, but he's not in it.
Yeah, but Christian Bale's there, so you at least get a quality actor. Yeah,
it evens out, but like I don't know, like I would love for it to be good, but I'd have to see some footage first. I like that he has gray hair in it because it's not like he's trying to hide the old factor.
Yeah, I mean, he came out and said that the Terminator, the T-800, they age. I mean, you can still be a machine underneath, but the human part of it, he's a cybernetic organism with a living tissue on top of it that ages. So they can play that into the movie, and it makes sense. And I'm glad that they're not trying to mask his old age. Yeah. Yeah,
that's a good excuse. I would actually buy that.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to this one now. I want to talk about.
I'm sorry, really quick, because he says that in T2. He's like, I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal exoskeleton. So he says that in T2, so that makes sense.
Chill out, dickwad. All right, let's talk about this. All right, we've talked about Batman. We got to talk about the next big fanboy counterpart, and that's if you're a Marvel fanboy, this is everything you live for. It's Avengers Age of Ultron. And someone said, "Do you like the look of Ultron?" I just want to quickly give my opinion on this. I do like the look of Ultron. Here's my biggest fear of the upcoming Avengers movie. It's going to be the exact same climax as we got in the first Avengers movie. Ultron creates all these little robots that kind of look like him, and then the Avengers fight all these meaningless robots that they're just there to destroy and blow up in the finale.
See, the thing is, like, you have to have an army though for Hulk to smash.
I don't disagree. You need something for Hulk to smash.
And I get what you're saying though, and I'm so excited for that movie. I watched a few of the interviews from Comic-Con from the stars, and one of the like the biggest things that really surprised me is almost every single star in the interview, separate interviews, all apart from each other, they almost all said the same thing, that James Spader is fucking awesome in it. Like, they were like, this guy is fucking awesome in this movie, and I was like, I'm excited for this now. Like, they said it was his character is kind of Shakespearean with his dialogue, a little bit more like kind of like Loki.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm interested in. And they also said he doesn't like change his voice that much; that it is just his voice, and so it's not like some like robotic like it's more like a human voice, which is cool. So I don't know anything. I'll be honest. I don't know anything about Ultron in the comics. Nothing.
What if Ultron just sounded like Bane in the movie? Now, the thing I'm most looking forward to is the Hulkbuster Iron Man suit versus the Hulk. That scene. That could be probably one of the coolest fight scenes ever done in a movie.
I'm amazed. I can't wait to see that.
I hope that's like a 10-minute sequence. I hope they don't just give us 3 minutes of that and then something happens to the Hulk and then boom. So
yeah, I want an epic Hulk fight.
Plus they're teasing that this could just be a rumor, completely bullshit, but they're teasing that somehow maybe the Hulk ends up in the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Really? I've been hearing rumors of a Planet Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the singular Hulk movie that they've been talking about with Ruffalo.
That'd be awesome.
I'm just glad we finally have a good Hulk actor.
That's gonna stick around for more than one movie.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, good. Thank goodness. Because look, I like Edward Norton and I like Eric Bana. I think they're both good actors, but they just, to me, honestly, they weren't right for the character. I'm sorry. I like the Hulk and Avengers captured it perfectly, because I've said this a billion times. I'll say it again. The reason the Hulk and the Avengers work so well is because it was the first movie where Banner finally accepted being Hulk, and you were able to have fun with him being Hulk. It wasn't like, oh, he changed, so it's depressing now.
Yeah, exactly. He's got to be moody and sad. No, he's just a badass.
Right.
Okay, let's go to this one. This one should be fun. What franchise do you think should just die?
The Purge.
I don't completely disagree. The first one was ass. The second one was ass but watchable. I'm gonna say the Scary Movie franchise.
Oh yeah. I mean, I thought everyone just figured that. I thought that was just a given.
The scary thing about the Purge franchise is, like you said in your review, this is going to be the next thing. Every year, we're going to get another Purge movie. Every year, until they just drain it, and everyone's money's gone, and then they it's a cash grab movie for sure.
It is, and trust me, I know. I've read the comments. A lot of people thought that I was too harsh on it, and I'm sorry. I didn't like the movie at all, and I know that a lot of people were like, "This is better than the first one," and the first one was trying to be a horror movie. The second one was trying to be like this really gritty action movie. Mm-hmm. And there were certain elements of it that worked better, like Frank Grillo, I thought, did a good job in it. But it just was the same to me. It was same stupid, idiotic characters doing stupid things. Like the daughter girl. Worst character so far I think I've seen in a movie this year. Simply like, okay, so the guy saves her life, mm-hmm. and then in the next scene she calls him an asshole and a dick. I'm like, you'd be dead right now if it wasn't for this guy.
I agree. I never got to do a review for it, but I want to give you my in-depth thoughts now. I just got all warmed up. My juices started flowing when we talked about it. Yeah, I agree. Frank Grillo. By the way, everyone kind of already said this, but when I was watching the movie, before I even got an opinion of anyone else, I was like, this guy should be the new Punisher. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
But here's what I want to say. That young girl you're talking about, the moron in the movie, did you like the part where she's all acting like she's a badass and like he's like, here, take my bulletproof vest. I don't want it. I don't need it. And then the next scene, save my life, save my life.
exactly what I'm talking about. The
Yeah.
script in that movie was absolute shit. I don't care if I understand some people thought it was more entertaining of a movie and it explored the idea of the purge better. The movie, I'm sorry, the script was shit. It really was. Like when they're all stuffed in a closet in the beginning, the girl and her mother, and the guy from Bruce Almighty who gets the monkey stuck up his ass is walking through the is walking through the kitchen with a gun, and
Yeah.
she just goes like, "Don't come in here. We're in the closet and we have big guns." I'm like, really?
Yeah, and the whole concept behind the movie, like, where the uppity rich people that look like they're from Beaver Cleaver are about to mutilate a poor man and they're standing on plastic tarps. I'm like, even if crime was legalized for 1 day a year, that shit it still wouldn't happen along those lines. People don't just throw ethics and moral values out the window just because you say crime is legalized. And it's only been legalized for like the last 4 years. People change that quick in 4 years.
Right, and like at the beginning, they're like, emergency services are suspended for the next 12 hours. I'm like, so what if a lady goes into labor? She's just
Doesn't matter.
supposed to pop out the baby during the purge. You know, it's
Speaking of that, this doesn't spoil anything whatsoever, but this is what I wanted to say. At the end of the movie, I'm not going to spoil it. There's a scene at a hospital, like these people show up at a hospital, and it's literally 6 minutes after the purge ends, and the hospital parking lot's full. So you're telling me all the doctors and nurses like left before the purge was over just to get to work early that morning, so everyone injured could show up at the hospital and get treated. It's just there's too many questions that they don't even factor in when they're writing the script. It feels like.
right.
I don't know. I hate the fucking purge. All
Yeah.
right. Here's a good question. Are you feeling a little bit angry, Chris? You got a little bit testosterone pumping through your veins right now? You want to murder someone? Because we just talked about the purge. Here's a good question.
Let's talk about something.
Who would you kill first? Michael Bay, M. Night Shyamalama Lama Ding Dong, or Adam Sandler? He called this shit poop.
Boy. Let me just say, like, who would I choose to never make a movie again?
Yeah, essentially that's what we'll just go with that, yeah.
Probably Michael Bay.
Okay. I get what you're going for. I'm going to slightly disagree. I feel like
Maybe
Michael-
Adam Sandler.
that's what I was going to say, too.
Maybe Adam Sandler.
He's
Because
just
he doesn't do
dumb.
anything anymore. Like, see, for a while he was like, okay, Punch Drunk Love, okay, Reign Over Me, all right. And then he just was like, let's just do whatever the hell I want to do for the rest of my life and have expensive paid vacations and call them a movie.
Yeah, they're just cash grab movies. I mean, they are the epitome of cash grab. The thing about Michael Bay is I just feel like you need to get a talented director who knows how to tell a story with character development. Get that guy. It's a big action movie. And then you hire Michael Bay as, like, the director of photography or something. Like,
Not
that
a
would...
director of photography, no, but like a producer, yes.
Well, some of the movies... He does produce a lot of movies, and those movies are ass, too.
It's true, but
I
can
like
at
his
least,
visuals.
He can bring in money.
I see.
I do not like the way I don't like the way his movies look. I think his movies look shitty. I'm sorry.
And I see. I would just, if he could bring back what he was doing in his '90s movies with movies like The Rock.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. But now he's like, let's just do a Dutch angle for everything. Every time someone gets out of a car, we're gonna do a forced perspective undershot of them. It's like everything is the same. Everything now is the same. Let's have an intense close up of Mark Wahlberg's sweaty eyes. I don't know.
And he does like a very high contrast and oversaturated color palette.
Yeah.
Everything has to be green.
Mm-hmm. I was very pleased with a lot of the response on my Transformers review. There was a lot of, it was like a healthy balance of you're shit, I hate you, the movie's amazing, to yes, this review is right. Like it was just like the perfect balance of that. I'm used to it, so it was cool.
Yeah, my complaint was I knew what I was getting when I went into the movie, but the damn movie should have ended 40 minutes before it did, and
Totally.
it would have made it a better movie because they just felt like they were stretching it out with CGI bullshit the last hour.
I feel like they did make a 2.5 hour movie or a 2 hour and 20-minute movie,
Mhm.
and then somebody went to Michael Bay, like in Captain America 2, where Gary Shandling hugs the guy and goes, Elijah. I think someone hugged Michael Bay. Someone hugged Michael Bay and went, put in Dinobots, and then just walked away. And Michael Bay was like, I need to put Dinobots in the movie, and so he added like an extra 30 minutes of Dinobots just to put him in there.
Yeah, let's just randomly go to Japan and have Dinobots.
Except it was actually just 5 minutes of Dinobots.
Yeah, and they're kind of stupid, and then Optimus Prime kind of fights one, and then he rides it
Yeah.
around.
He basically tames him.
He's the Dinobot, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a question here. I just seen it. Now my brain's gone. Are you looking forward to the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie?
Not even remotely.
I do want to see it. It looks like a good popcorn movie, and I'm a huge fan of the original Ninja Turtles. But here's the thing everyone forgets about the original Ninja Turtles movies, okay? Besides the first movie, the other two movies were over-the-top, corny bullshit, and I like them. Well, the second one, Secret of the
Dude, even the first one's corny. You got to admit the first one's corny. They're
It is.
Ninja Turtles who love pizza. Their master's a rat. They live in a sewer. It's corny. But it's awesome.
It's corny, but there's dark elements in that story, especially with the character of Danny who runs away from home and he tries to join the Foot, and there's like a warehouse where all these cool kids are smoking drugs, and I was like, I want to go there.
I'm not saying, look, I enjoyed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I was a kid, and when I say I'm not looking forward to it, I'll be honest, I am excited to see any movie that people are anticipating for me to talk about it. Like, I was excited when Transformers 4 was starting because I knew that I get to talk about an anticipated movie, and so I am excited to talk about TMNT, but if someone said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is no longer coming out, it's not like I'd go cry about it. It's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, see, I wanna watch it. I know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get this Michael Bay wannabe movie with CGI Ninja Turtles and Megan Fox in it. It'll be fun to look at. It'll be fun to shove popcorn in your mouth. Maybe a Sour Patch Kid. I don't know where I'm gonna put that, but it's gonna be sour, and then it's gonna get sweet. And then it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be one of those C+ movies at best.
Well, we'll see how it is. I see it on the 5th or the 6th, I think.
Yeah.
Of August.
What are your expectations on the upcoming Better Call Saul AMC series? Let me first say this. I started to rewatch Breaking Bad again for the second time. I'm on the 3rd episode now, and it's one of those shows where it's just like, fuck, I want to stop so I can go on with my life, but I can't because Heisenberg, you're a badass. I can't wait for Better Call Saul. Saul Goodman was one of the funniest characters in Breaking Bad, and I just hope the show is 1/10 as good as Breaking Bad, and you'll still have a quality show.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna check it out. I binge watched Breaking Bad.
I remember you watched it in like a week, didn't you? The entire
No, I
series?
watched it in a month. It was a month. I took a month. It took me about a month to watch all of it, and then I had it was like the day of the season finale, and I had like 4 more episodes to watch. And so I watched like all 4 of them like that morning, and then I watched the series finale that night.
But the good thing about the show is it's such a quality show. It's like easy to get through it. You know what I mean? It's just like you want to watch another episode.
For you and I, it is. But for like some of the people like I've talked to, they're like, "How did you binge watch that show?" I'd be so depressed because like I talked to this one girl and she was like, I could never binge watch Breaking Bad. I would be in a state of depression for forever. But like for you and I, we're just like, this is amazing entertainment. We want to watch more and more of this.
Yeah, and the thing is, it has so much dark, subtle humor that I don't think a lot of people who watched it kind of get it. And
Right.
that's what I always really enjoyed about it.
I love. Odenkirk, right? What is that? Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. He's so funny, and he was really good in Nebraska. I saw Nebraska recently. He was really good in that.
Really.
And so I'm excited to see better. At least the first. I'll watch the first episode. I'll give it a chance because I know Vince Gilligan's heavily involved with it again, and it's not. It doesn't seem like it's just a spinoff to be a spinoff, you know.
Just to make some money. Yeah.
Yeah, I've liked just about everything Vince Gilligan's been involved with ever since the X-Files. So I'm excited about it.
All right. Here's a good question. Off movie topic here. What is the most frustrating thing about YouTube? I'll answer. I'll go first, I guess. I'd say one of the #1 things is YouTube, the website, the technology behind it. It feels a little bit unreliable at times. There's always something changing, always something glitching out. And I can't tell you how many times I've uploaded a video and there's been an issue, an error, something goes wrong. I'd say the technical aspect of just using YouTube is probably one of the most frustrating things in my opinion.
That is definitely one of them. Particularly the piece of technology we're using right now called Google Plus will often crash, and I'm surprised that it hasn't crashed yet.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, we want to knock on this piece of wood here.
Knock on it.
But yeah, the technology aspect is definitely a part of it. I mean, it seems like every year they have to do some kind of update, change the look of it, and you know, sometimes the changes are for the better, and sometimes they're not. But there are still some changes I'm still getting used to. And then they're like Facebook is a whole other thing. Like they just now finally decided to like make it so before it was like it used back in the day it was just a straight line of posts, and then they changed it to like a post here, a post here, a post here, and I was like, what the hell? They just changed it back to a straight line again. Like I was like, wow, someplace actually changed it back. Like
Because it works better. Yeah.
yeah, but I would say the technology part of it does kind of get to me too. There are certain things I would love to do more that I just can't simply do because it doesn't allow me to. But yeah.
Yeah, answer me this, because me and you, we use YouTube every day of our life. Why is it now my videos, where I go to my videos to be able to edit them and do things with them, now I have to click 3 buttons when I used to click 2 buttons?
Yeah.
With the video manager thing. It's just like, why do you... I always said this. Literally, it feels like Google has a team of guys who their job is to only create new, meaningless, useless shit, and if they don't do at least one new update a week, they get fired. And they always randomly have to do updates for no fucking reason whatsoever.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
All right. Here's a great question, and I know I already know your answer, but I'm just going to bring it up. Is Pain and Gain underrated? Hey, you guys want to go work out? I got some mashed potatoes and some protein over here.
It's underrated for John, but not for me.
Listen, here's my thing about Pain and Gain, okay? I love dark humor based on criminals and the whole workout bodybuilder aspect with Mark Wahlberg and The Rock. If that movie had a better script and a better director, it could have been a much more phenomenal movie. It should have been along the lines of something like a dark crime movie, something like Fargo. Like
Yeah.
you take the material seriously, it's funny and humorous with that dark comedy tone, but it's a good movie.
I agree. I think my problem with it was that it is a true story, and he was making humor of the depths of people who were murdered, and he was using it as like a way of making jokes. And I was like,
Yeah.
you've gone a little too far here, Michael Bay.
Yeah, well, it's just he's tasteless. Like you can do there's ways to do that, and Fargo was based on a true story. That literally did happen, but they did it in such a way where they implemented that dark humor, but it was somewhat respectful to the victims in a weird way.
Right.
All right, that's enough Pain and Gain talk. It makes me want to drink a protein shake, though. I'll tell you that right now. Here's another movie franchise. No one, I don't give a shit about. And what are your opinions on the next Resident Evil movie? Do you want that franchise to die? That's a good franchise to kill off.
I'm dead silent right now because I just don't care.
Yeah, those movies are just the sloppiest, random bullshit movies I've ever seen in my life, and they pay.
I don't like a single one of them.
Yeah, and the thing is, I like the vibe of the games. If they could do that, the vibe of the games where it's dark and eerie, kind of has that a Walking Dead vibe, that'd be kind of cool.
This guy right here is a huge fan of the Resident Evil games. I have many of them in my office as we speak. Not one of those movies has ever pleased me, ever. And I'm like, do you know how cool a actual Resident Evil movie could be? Like, how awesome it could actually be if they stopped being these horrible excuse of like sci-fi Matrix ripoffs with slow motion Mila Jovovich in every one of them. And it's like I said it in my last review for the last one, whatever the hell it was called, Retribution or whatever.
Mila Jovovich doing Matrix flips.
Right. I was like, the only reason these get made is because they just have some sort of fan base where they make the exact same amount of money back every single time. Mm-hmm. And they know that if they put the exact certain amount of budget into it, that they'll make a profit.
Every time. That's all those movies are. They are no artistic value whatsoever.
It's a name. It's a brand. People are like, oh, Resident Evil. I'll go watch that.
Yeah.
Why do you want to watch that? I don't know, because it's called Resident Evil, and I saw a lot of commercials for it, and I feel like I should watch it.
I just remember the one guy in the last movie where he had bleach blonde hair and like his Matrix wannabe glasses on, and this guy was trying to act, and I just cringed, and I think I left at that point. All right, since we've almost been talking an hour here, I want to do this giveaway real quick, and we can continue on. So anyway, guys, right now I'm going to do the giveaway. Over the last couple weeks, I've asked people to leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, and my Q&A videos. And the reason I told you to follow me on Facebook and Twitter was because I was going to pick somebody from each one of those. And then essentially I could have picked the same person twice if you just left a different comment. But I'm giving away the LED glow lights for your home theater immersion experience. It just makes you feel better about yourself when you watch a movie. And here's the names I have here. I'm a straight up guy. I'm an honest guy. I'm going to show you all the names. There is no lies, no illusions, no Chris Angel mind freak tricks. So the first one is Ty Jensen. There you go. That was from Facebook. This one was from a Q&A. Michael Voorhees. We got Mike Walters. That was from a Q&A video. Twitter, the one I picked from Twitter was Dalton Burnett's. And the next two are from Q&As, so just trust me. They're in there. Okay, so I'm going to put them all in this glass. I'm not going to look at the glass. I'm going to turn my head. Did somebody fall out? Somebody fell out. Okay. All right, I'm going to pick one. There we go. Okay. And the winner is, from Twitter, Dalton Burrentz.
Yay.
Yay, Dalton. You're a champion and a victor tonight. So, yeah, Dalton from Twitter, send me a message on Twitter within the next couple weeks. Give me your address, your info, and I'll send the lights out to you. So
Let's hope he is currently watching.
If he's not, then I'm gonna pick another winner. You get 2 weeks, Dalton. Time's ticking. All right. By the way, Dalton, did your parents name you after the character Patrick Swayze in the movie Roadhouse? The name's Dalton. Thought you'd be a lot bigger. Anyway.
You're obsessed with Patrick Swayze, man.
That's one man who just never. He had a likability and a charisma about him, and he was just a beautiful spirit, and he will live on forever. Okay.
Yes, that's fine.
All right. Let's answer some more questions. You see any questions in the comments you want to cover? Or?
You be the moderator, sir, and I will follow your lead. I think that would be the best option. It's your channel. It's your channel. I don't want to dictate.
Step on my fucking toes, okay, buddy? All right.
I'm a passive aggressive guest on your channel.
You just take it. You take it like the man you are. Thoughts on Fox rebooting Predator? And someone commented to him saying it's a sequel, which me and you are both huge Predator fans. Dylan, you son of a bitch! Let's talk about this upcoming possible sequel to the 1987 movie Predator. Your thoughts?
Directed by Shane Black, which is amazing. He was in the original Predator.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want it to happen. I think it'll be much better than Predators, which I don't want to talk about.
Me neither.
And so, yeah, I'm very excited for that. I really hope that works out.
Yeah, I mean, Shane Black is one of the best kind of comedy buddy cop action guys from the 80s, 90s. And he did direct a movie recently called Iron Man 3, which you could tell he didn't want to make an Iron Man movie. Like, he wanted to just make an action movie.
Yeah.
And I think that was the problem. But I think if he got his hands on a Predator script and got to direct it and everything, I think it'd be awesome. I think we get finally kind of that vibe of a 1980s action movie nowadays, and something that the Expendables movies can never capture again.
Yeah, I just watched Kiss Kiss Bang Bang again, but I showed it to my fiance and her mother, and they both really enjoyed it. Like, I really think he knows what. He's very funny. Yeah, I heard that he wrote the really famous joke from Predator about the pussy joke. I heard that he actually wrote that. Yeah, I heard he wrote that one.
Huh.
I may be wrong, but I heard that somewhere. It's not like a reliable source, but
Tyrannosaurus Rex. I was doing the Jesse the Body Ventura impression.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. Why have either of you not watched Game of Thrones?
Because I tend to watch television shows when I have heard that they are still good and they're in their last season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, Breaking Bad, I heard was like as best as it's ever been, and it was in its last season. But then, like, everyone's like, oh, you should watch Walking Dead. I'm like, what's the best season? Season 1. I'm like, okay, then I'm not going to watch it. because I'm not going to watch a show that just shoots its load early, and then the rest of it isn't even as entertaining anymore.
I agree with the Walking Dead statement. That show, I want to love it every season, but every season I'm just like, you guys are making me care less and less about the characters. Every single season, I'm just like, I'm fucking bored, man. All right. I just heard what was that weird noise? I heard.
That was my girlfriend talking.
I sound like a ghost. Do you have?
That is like the Energizer Bunny.
She said you're like the Energizer Bunny, Chris.
I just keep going and going.
See, I'm like a cheap pair of batteries you buy at the Dollar Tree.
He said he's like a cheap pair of batteries he buys at the Dollar Tree.
I'm just leaking battery acid when you get
I feel
home.
bad for your girlfriend.
No, you should.
Perfect response.
Do you think Aaron Paul's career is over? Bitch. I think you know what I think. I think he had his shot with his film debut, wherever the fuck that car movie was, and I think it failed. And like he's gonna be like in small roles now as a supporting actor.
Movie failed, yes. He was good in it though.
Okay.
He really was. He was. Like I didn't just say that in my review because I like Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
He was definitely the best part of the movie.
He tried.
Yeah, he did. He did like an indie movie recently that I didn't see. A smaller movie. I forget what it was called. I think it started with an H. But I think that if he found the right role, that's the hard thing. See, it's kind of like he's kind of like the Mark Hamill Luke Skywalker thing right now, where it's like you peaked so early. You know, it's like you were just Luke Skywalker. Now what do?
You get bloated.
You get you get bloated. You voice the Joker. It works out for you. And then 20 years later, you do another Star Wars movie.
Yeah, hey, he came back to glory.
It's true. I think if he finds the right role, it could be great. I don't know. At this point, no, I don't think his career's over. No, of course not. He'll always be able to be in movies and stuff, but especially in TV.
Yeah,
he could easily get TV roles.
I agree.
Will he ever have a role as good as Breaking Bad or as iconic as Breaking Bad? I don't know. It's like David Duchovny in the X-Files. Is he ever going to have a role that's as famous as Mulder? Yeah, he was in Californication, but it's not Mulder. It's, you know what I mean? Like, you're always going to have, like, it's really tough for actors when they get famous for a role, but they've only been in like one thing before, you know? Because then everyone always acknowledges them for that.
I believe that the Aaron Paul movie was called Hellion.
That's it. That's it.
All right. Have you guys watched True Detective? I watched one part of an episode, and it looks really good. I currently don't have HBO. I probably would sit down and watch it. I've heard nothing but good things about that. And there's not many episodes, so it'd be really easy to catch up on right now.
That is something I'm actually going to watch. You know why? Because it's one season, one story over.
Yep.
And then the next season is another story. So that is actually something I want to watch, and I will watch. I'm going to watch that.
Yeah, it feels like you don't have a lot of catching up to do. It's easier to kind of just jump into it.
Right. You can buy the whole first season on Blu-ray for like $30.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm probably going to do that at some point.
Here's an interesting question for you, Chris. Would either of you ever attempt to audition for the role of Batman, Bruce Wayne, for the next Batman reboot, or possibly for a role as one of the villains?
Never.
Have you ever considered directing, writing, or acting in a film, basically?
Directing, writing, yes.
I would like to play Batman's or Bruce Wayne's bastard son. That's who I'd like to play. That he had with Talia al Ghul. Yeah, you directing. You said yeah. Writing, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys that I'd always like to direct something, but not an entire feature-length film. I'd like to be I'd like to be a producer and just pitch my ideas out and be like, yeah, let's try this, let's do that.
Or you could direct TV episodes because they're only like 40 minutes long.
Yeah, but they don't have the budgets I want. I want explosions. I just want I just want to be the guy in the Michael Bay movie. We need more fucking explosions over there.
Yeah, you really would be the guy who ruins movies, wouldn't you?
No, fuck you, man. I'd be the guy in The Dark Knight Rises that says, can we just get another close up of Bane's traps? Can we? Yeah, there we go. That's real nice.
I'll be completely serious. I'm totally joking. Like I've talked to you, and you know this, but they don't. You have really good ideas for movies. You really do, and I think if you were in that position, that you could definitely create some really cool stuff.
Yeah, I remember we kind of worked on we collaborated in the early stages of a thing you were writing last year. So
Yeah, you gave me a lot of really good pointers on that. I appreciate that.
no problem, man. When you make it rich one day, just invite me out to your Hollywood beach house, and I'll live in the pool house.
I'll
I'll be
just
all
like we'll construct like a little cabin, like a shack. It's
yeah.
just like near the house, and it'll just say the Flick Pick on it,
There
or
you
the
go.
Flick Cave or whatever.
And I'm just
And
all
like,
doped up on cocaine all day long and Vicodins.
yeah, you're on a leash.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I just come in there and like throw a meat on the ground, and you're like, you just grab it and eat it. You're
Okay.
basically like Nick Frost at the end of Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, I don't. I'll take
You're
it
my
though.
pet. You're my pet.
As long as I live in luxury. All right. Uh, do you think Henry Cavill has peaked with Superman? I'm just gonna say, yeah. The only role he's ever going to fucking get is Superman, and in the sequels he can play Superman.
Dude, the Superman curse. Like the Superman curse is real, dude. Like look at Christopher Reeve.
I'm not looking at him. He fucking died, man.
Oh,
That's
come
a
on,
curse. That's
you
a
ass.
curse. No,
That's
that's
not
a
what I
curse.
meant.
Well, I
Okay.
know what you meant. It kills careers and people. But
No, that's not what I
Christopher,
meant. I just
Christopher Reeve's a beautiful man.
yes, totally. I meant like after that he didn't really get to do much. He was in Somewhere in Time, that movie that got kind of cult famous, but then, and then Brandon Routh, he was in Scott Pilgrim, but for the most part, his career hasn't really gone that far. But at the same time, though, he is getting consistent work and he's getting paid to act. So I mean, that's one thing. But
Yeah.
but then like people like for instance, it used to be that way with Bond. Like if you were Bond, it was like, well, you're kind of fucked because you're only going to be Bond. But Daniel Craig has totally broken that rule. But that's because he kind of sort of made it before Bond. Like he was in Layer Cake and other movies like Munich
Hmm.
that were actually well known, and so that really helped him actually being an actor before Bond.
I see. Here's the Superman curse to me. You got to look at the character of Superman and who they're casting in the first place. The character of Superman's kind of dull. He's a little bit of a Boy Scout, not much personality, not much charisma, really, to be honest. So
Yeah,
these actors that they get kind of have to fit that mold, and that's why they're just not breakout actors. I mean,
that's funny. That's true.
all right. Hopefully that answered the Superman question. All right. But Christopher Reeves, we miss you. What do you think about the supposed Metal Gear Solid movie?
Oh my God, please be good. I'm a huge fan of those games. I've played them all. I've played them all again. I really love those games. That game series, those first four games, and hopefully the new fifth one. That right there is my favorite video game of all time. Like I just encompass those into one. And if they could do that movie right, oh my God, it could be such a great movie. It really could.
I only played one of those games for a couple hours one time. It was enjoyable. Here, you know what? And I'm just gonna throw this out there. Who would you want to cast as
Solid
Snake?
Snake.
Yeah, who would you want to cast as that? What?
Hugh Jackman would be amazing. Joel Edgerton would be good. Um,
You know who I was thinking just because we talked about it earlier. What do you think about Grillo from The
Frank
Purge?
Grillo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Frank
Frank
Grillo.
Grillo could be good. Totally. I know this is going to sound cliched, but for the older Snake, he's called Big Boss Snake.
Okay.
Um, Tom Cruise would be amazing, honestly.
Really? You'd like
And
to
I
see
know,
Tom Cruise play him?
hell yeah. I mean, he can rock the gray beard. We've seen that in Collateral.
Yeah.
Um, he would be really good as Big Boss Snake, I think. But yeah, Hugh Jackman would be amazing. Joel Edgerton could be good. It's hard to think of. It's hard to think of it because you see a certain character. Honestly, if the guy who voices Snake, David Hayter,
Hmm.
toned up, he kind of looks like Snake a little bit. That'd be interesting. He wrote X2, by the way, and Watchmen.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty nice. Okay.
and he's on board supposedly to direct and write the new Black Widow movie.
Is he really?
Yeah,
They're making a solo Black Widow movie, huh?
that's on the cards. It's not like a
Yeah,
like a
I think they
release
should
date
pass.
thing.
I
It's not
think they
like a
should.
release date thing where it's like
Yeah.
here's when Black Widow comes, but it's on the cards.
See, I don't think I could watch a Black Widow movie and be excited. I mean, the only way you can make a Black Widow movie exciting is you have the Black Widow, and then you're gonna have like two other supporting actors from from the Avengers in there.
Well, I could watch a Black Widow movie and be excited.
I could, in the privacy of my home at 3 o'clock in the morning, absolutely. I could do that and have a good time. But would I pay $9 at the movie theater? I don't know. All right, let's get something else here. By the way, Chris, how you doing right there? How you doing?
I'm doing really good, John.
Yeah.
I should say I'm doing really well.
You're doing well. We're proper here. Someone else just asked about the LA press junket thing. They said tell us some more info. So within next week, flying out to LA. We're both flying out there. We're going to be in the same hotel, press junket area thingy. And you know the thing is, I'm going to make some vlog videos there, so I'll definitely have Stuckmann in a few of those at least.
Yeah.
You better show excitement, damn it. All right.
Yes.
There you go. That's what I wanted. So yeah, it'll be fun, and we'll cover. I'm sure we're going to talk more about it in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to interview Sean Bean, Ali Larder, Morris Chestnut, and the producers of Legends, who are also the producers behind 24 and Homeland.
Yeah.
And we're going to have those interviews on our channels. So yeah, it's going to be awesome.
It'll be intense. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, but at the same time, you got to go for it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a lot about this last night. It is nerve-wracking, but you just have to view them as they're just people, you know, who got lucky and got some good roles and worked hard, and you know, they're just people like us. They just are more famous.
And they're millionaires.
Yeah.
Okay, John, how many grams of protein a day? 2 scoops after a workout. I buy whey protein with 60 grams of protein in it. 2 scoops after a workout. All right. Or you can have 2 protein shakes a day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night.
John's got muscles.
I've been pumping. All right. Do you want to talk about Lights, Camera, Jackson?
Always.
Really? I'm surprised you said yeah to that.
If you want to.
Well, I don't know. The movie was hard to understand. I just didn't get it. I'm gonna give Inception a D-. I'm fucking stupid.
Now I'm gonna give you an honest thought here. Like, I'm not gonna make fun of him. I'm not gonna belittle him. I'm not gonna say.
I wasn't belittling. I was literally.
No. You were doing an imitation. I understand, and a very accurate one. He gave the movie Boyhood a C+. Now, that is one of the most inventive movies I've ever seen. Made over the course of 12 years, and it's about growing up. It's about experiencing life, and the sometimes seemingly incidental moments that you realize later in life are the most important. And he just didn't get it. Like, sometimes people are like, here's an opinion, this is my opinion. And they're like, okay, I get it. You didn't like it, or okay, you liked it and I didn't like it, whatever. But then there are those few times where someone just didn't get it. And he did not get Boyhood, just like he admitted to not understanding Inception. Because he gave Boyhood the same grade he gave Transformers Age of Extinction. Which to me is like sacrilege. I mean, I don't understand it, man. I don't get it.
I don't think he's so much a film critic or a movie reviewer. He doesn't understand the artistic value behind film, or for that, the entertainment value either. But here's his problem. I think he just wants to be a news reporter, and rather than talk about the news, he talks about movies.
Yeah, and that's fine. You know, he can do whatever he wants. I just and people do actually message me about him quite often, at least a few times a week, where they'll be like, "Have you seen Lights, Camera, Jackson's thing?" And I'm like, "It's his opinion. Yeah. You know, it's weird, but what are you gonna do? I mean, he can do whatever he wants. I'm not saying anything wrong about him. I don't think he quite got Boyhood.
All film is subjective, but you at least have to understand art. And I don't think he has that ability. All right, let's talk about something else, because I don't want to have nightmares tonight.
Hey, John, what are you doing? I'm going to give you a D-.
Stop! Make me do. Shh. Yeah, let's talk about. Someone just commented. Talk about Interstellar. Let's talk about Interstellar. Now, I think me and you can both agree on this. Probably the most anticipated movie coming out of 2014. Huh?
I agree.
Chris Nolan. He's yet to let me down. And the space epic sci-fi drama movie. That's what I want. That's what I need.
Yep.
What are your quick thoughts on the movie?
I feel the same way. Matthew McConaughey said that it's his most ambitious movie to date in regards to Nolan.
Oh, wow. Good.
And that's something that I'm very enticed by. Like, it's the idea of that. And what I was worried about was, like, is this all going to be about, like, the idea of going into space, or are we going to go into space? And then when I saw the trailer of them going into space, I was like, yes, this is actually space exploration. And I have a feeling there's just so many hidden things that, as usual, that Nolan is not revealing at all. I have a feeling that you and I actually have no idea what Interstellar is about.
I have a theory or two based on the trailer I seen right before I watched the movie Hercules. I believe it was the new trailer because I don't remember seeing it, and I know Comic-Con got a new trailer, but I'm not sure the difference. That new trailer I watched, he's saying goodbye to his daughter like it's the last time he's ever going to see her. Mm-hmm. And he has to drive away from the house, like basically just leaving her because there's no other way to do it. And I have a feeling that somehow, some way, they want to reverse time. There's like he will be able to see her again, but it's not going to be for the rest of her life. But I don't know. I feel like there's something there where they're trying to reverse time.
I don't know. I just want to see it, man. I just want to go to a movie where, because Nolan at this point has built up a confidence in me to the point where I know that the movie I know it's at least going to be good filmmaking. Like I'm not seeing this guy all of a sudden making a shit film. You know what I mean? Because even if you didn't like The Dark Knight Rises, you got to admit that is some really fucking amazing filmmaking.
There's at least sequences in that movie that you can just say, wow, you know.
And I think that I just want to see it. I just want to see how he makes this. I want to see the look of it. I want to experience it. I can't wait.
The immersive factor, you know, you sit there on an IMAX screen and watch that thing.
And I want to hear Hans Zimmer score.
Oh man, don't get me started. I'm gonna get goosebumps and start tingling. You know what I want to see? Now, do you want to see extraterrestrial life forms in Interstellar?
It depends on how they do it.
I agree. I definitely want them to discover something amazing.
Mm-hmm. It depends on how they do it. I don't want to see green guys. You know, I don't want to see that. But maybe like
a Prometheus type deal.
Yeah, like how it might be in real life.
Yeah.
Like in real life, if we ever found extraterrestrial life, it would probably just be like some bacteria or something. But like it maybe something like kind of like a Prometheus thing, or just like a different world out there that maybe died a long time ago, or maybe it is just about finding the farthest, deepest realms of space and what is there and what it looks like there. Because like for instance, like you know how like if you go to like the deepest part of the ocean, there's all these like freaking weird ass fish down there. They're like, what the hell are you? You know what I mean? I feel like in space it would be similar. Like if you went to the farthest reaches of space and time, like there would be strange sights and odd structures that don't look normal.
Well, the whole concept, or at least what the trailer tells us, is Earth is dying and we need to find a new home. And the thing is, even if this small group of astronauts or whatever, astronauts with Matthew McConaughey, if they find a new planet, how the fuck does everyone else get there? That's my question, and I'm sure they're gonna have. There's more logic there somehow, some way. I say they're trying to go. I say they're essentially trying to go back in time to save Earth. That's all I'm saying.
Well, basically, like anytime anyone's ever been like Christopher Columbus, like somebody had to find America.
Yeah.
And I know that the Native Americans were already here, but you know what I mean. Like someone has to go out and find whatever the new thing is, and so if it has something to do with that, then that could be the plot of the movie too.
That would be nice. Either way, I can't wait to see it.
I know.
Let's see. Did you watch the new Hobbit trailer?
No, actually.
I didn't either, and I don't want to watch it. I'm not going to watch it unless it comes in front of a movie that I'm in the theater for. I'm just going to savor the flavor. I don't want to know anything about it because I essentially already know what happens, but I
Yeah,
want
of
to be
course.
surprised.
Yeah, I'm not watching it either. I'll just go to the movie and see it.
Yeah, I agree. Uh, what's your favorite film trilogy, Chris?
Oh my.
Name a few.
Well, obviously the obvious ones, the original Star Wars, the original Indiana Jones, the prequels. No,
You fucking love him, don't you? You love Anakin.
no, I don't. Are you an angel? I heard that angels dwelt in the deepest what the fuck does he say? Here's a thing I carved out of Japor snippet. Here's what the hell is Japor snippet anyway?
Whippy!
Yeah, yippee!
Oh.
Oh my gosh, Phantom Menace. Awesome lightsaber battle. Awesome lightsaber battle. Amazing John Williams theme.
Darth Maul is what made that movie. Don't
Yep.
talk. How does the sand quote go in the clones? How's the sand?
Oh god. Yeah, I don't like sand. It's coarse and it's rough. It gets everywhere.
What the fuck's that? Oh, Anakin, you fucking weirdo, you. But then again, when you grow up to kill little Jedi babies and become Darth Vader, you're probably fucked up in the head. So.
Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? I guess we're gonna cut off a whole bunch of little children's heads. You know what the funniest part of Revenge of the Sith is?
What?
Ewan McGregor, when he has to tell Natalie Portman that Anakin is Darth Vader, he starts like stroking his mustache, and he's like, "I have seen a security hologram of Anakin killing younglings." He like has to like seriously say like, "I've seen a security hologram."
When the new Star Wars comes out in 2015 December, right?
That's the plan, yeah.
That's the plan. Is that your most anticipated movie of 2015, even with the Avengers coming out?
It was.
Okay.
Until I heard about all the problems they're having with Harrison Ford's leg and how they're not letting J.J. Abrams push it back to next May, even though he wants to.
Oh, he wants to push it back.
He wants more time because Harrison Ford's injured.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, we want December. And I'm like, okay. Like, I'm like, make the best movie you can. If you want to take 6 more months, that's fine. Just make the best movie you can. I
just hope that they don't try to film around Harrison Ford's broken leg. I don't want him just sitting down in the Millennium Falcon for no reason the entire movie. You know?
They won't.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams likes people running too much.
Yeah, just CG. Give him a CGI wide. Give him a stunt double for the wide shots or something.
Well, I mean, Temple of Doom, Harrison Ford broke his back during that, and Spielberg filmed quite a bit of sequences with a stunt double that it worked out.
Yeah, I actually read that, and the stunt double for him went on to do the live-action Disney stunt show, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe so.
They look identical, too. It's almost uncanny.
Yeah, very similar face structure and obviously body structure.
Someone said my microphone's much bigger than yours, and that...
You can't even see my microphone, though.
I don't know. I'm just going to put that out there.
Here's my very tiny microphone. See it?
Look, it's all skinny. It looks like a kickstand.
Yeah. But right. my microphone was only $11.
Yeah, mine was a little bit more than that. But
yours probably sounds better than mine, too.
It empowers me. All right, let's talk about something. We're talking about a lot of movie news here, but I'm going to talk about one more thing that was released this week, and I already talked about it in a Q&A video. But the new Mad Max Fury Road trailer starring Tom Hardy. I'll just jump into it. Huge Mad Max Road Warrior fan. I like the second movie the best. When it comes to Beyond Thunderdome, I like the Thunderdome fight. Master Blaster run out of town. But after that, I'm like, I can't watch the rest of this shit. But I like the look of it. It's very digital looking, but if you're going to cast anyone to replace Mel Gibson, Tom Hardy is a great choice.
Yeah, I really also Road Warrior is amazing. I really like the last half of Mad Max, the first Mad Max. The first, there are certain parts of the beginning that are great too, but then there's a lot of boring romance stuff that's like, eh.
It dragged.
But Road Warrior is amazing. Beyond Thunderdome, I have not seen since I was a kid, so I can't really comment on it. But I remember liking it less than the others.
Okay.
Mad Max 4 looks like visually amazing. I think it looks. I love that George Miller is directing it still. Like I'm like the same guy is making it. How cool is that? It's been what the last one was in. What was it like 87?
Late 80s.
Maybe at the most 90. I don't remember, but it's just cool that he's still directing it. Like how awesome is that? And the only thing that I'm worried about is the fact that in the trailer there was barely any talking or story of any kind. It was just a whole bunch of racing shots.
Yeah, I feel like that was a good tease trailer, though. You know, we'll get the story in the next one.
You're probably right, but it was a full length trailer though. It was 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So I was like, "Where's the story element?" But I love the first shot though. That first shot was so great.
Oh, with him standing and looking into the distance, killing a lizard.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah, well, I heard that. By the way, the director he went from making CGI penguin movies to this back again. It's like he claimed his glory and his manhood once again. But here's my thing: I've heard the director talk about the story aspect of this movie, and he says that they're always moving. The movie is always moving. Like they're on this. It's one giant chase sequence. Essentially, the whole movie is, and they never stop really for anything. And I find that very interesting. That could be kind of a really cool take on it.
Oh, that could be really fast paced too.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that did annoy me about the trailer that I noticed when I watched it the second time is in that first shot where Tom Hardy squishes the lizard and then drives off, and then like immediately you see racers like come up behind the frame and over the camera. If you watch really carefully, you can see that like a couple seconds were edited out of that footage because like the smoke on the ground changes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting. I wonder why.
The dust on the ground. Well, they wanted the trailer to move faster. They wanted the guys, but it was a really obvious edit. Like I was like, really? That's how they cut it together?
All right. All right. Here's a great question. Assholes, answer my question. That comes from Batmean117. All right, Batmean. If you could be the lead role of any shitty movie, what existing movie would you pick?
So he insulted us and then asked a question like that. Okay.
If you could be the lead role in any shitty movie, I'd like to maybe, I don't know.
I'd go back in time and be the lead in George Clooney, Batman and Robin.
There you go. Will you be Robin? Can I be Batman?
Sure, and I would play it in the exact same way that Chris O'Donnell played it.
And I'm Batman. And then, but here's what I would want. If I was gonna go back and purposely be in a shitty movie, I'd want my bat nipples to be 3 times longer, like this long. and I would want Arnold to have at least 15 more puns about ice in the movie.
Ice.
Ice to see you.
You are not sending me to the cooler.
About 15 minutes to thought, bird boy. All right. By the way, you know what I was doing last night? I was playing on YouTube for a little bit, and I discovered something fucking hilarious.
What's that?
Go to one of your videos that you've made or anyone else's, and then slow the video down. Go to the speed option on the video and slow it down to half the speed. It's amazing. Everything sounds like Forrest Gump is doing all the videos now. It's amazing.
I didn't even know you could do that. I have to do that later.
Yeah, it's a good time. I assure you. I did it for about 30 minutes, laughing my ass off. So.
Oh man.
Yeah. Would you consider Tom Hardy a badass actor? Of course. Jesus. All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that is one of the definitions of badass. All right.
Check out Bronson sometime.
He played Bane. I mean. All right. 85 was the last Mad Max movie, by the way. So long time.
85.
almost 30 years ago. Um, what movie did you have the most fun reviewing?
I can only pick one.
Pick a couple, sure.
Um, I had a lot of fun reviewing The Last Airbender when that came out. Movie 43 was really fun to review. Yeah, it is really fun to review really shitty movies. And I think that's why a lot of them, like people really like to watch those reviews because they can tell that I'm having fun and they can tell that you're having fun when you see, you know, the shitty movies that you every once in a while are forced to see, and it's just cool it's just fun sometimes to rip apart a movie that's bad. It's kind of therapeutic almost because it's just like an outlet for rage.
I call that Johnny's special time. Yeah, I agree. There's nothing worse than having to talk about or review a mediocre movie because it's just like you have no urge or energy or creative input to put into that review.
Right. And I feel the same way. It's like if any review where it's like a movie that wasn't like if it wasn't. It's different if the movie was really anticipated yet mediocre. Because then you can actually be like, wow, this movie actually wasn't that good, but we were looking forward to it. But if it's just like Hercules, for instance, like, okay, Hercules, how do I muster up energy to talk about Hercules? You know what I mean? So
I agree. I'd say a few of the last reviews. You do way more movie reviews than I do. I sporadically do them. I'd say the last couple I actually enjoyed doing were maybe The Edge of Tomorrow and then maybe X-Men Days of Future Past. I'd say the last couple I kind of enjoyed making.
I did enjoy reviewing Edge of Tomorrow. I really like doing the 5 reasons to see Edge of Tomorrow video. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. It's fun to see. Yeah, that's my thing. I like doing movie reviews, but I like doing the other videos a little bit more. The ones that you can kind of just do whatever you want, and you don't have to stick to talking about the plot of the movie and then discussing the characters. You can kind of just say what you want to.
I call those my discussion videos or my passion videos, where it's just like something I want to talk about really bad. Like the last one I did was why anime is important, and I love those types of videos too, where you can just talk about something topical, like I did on Are Trailers Ruining Movies?
Yeah.
And I just talked all about the fact that they are, basically. And so, yeah, I love doing videos like that.
I still say one of your best videos you've ever made was your analyzed review of Prometheus.
Thank you.
Yeah, just I watch that sometimes. I'm like, Jesus, I'm like, I couldn't sit down and do that and put that together. I'm like, then it's clever and it's witty and I like it.
The hardest one I ever did was Enemy. That was the hardest, analyzed review I've ever done for sure.
Did it hurt your brain by the end of it?
Definitely, but it paid off though because a lot of people have watched it, a lot of people have talked to me about it, and it's like if you go on like a lot of websites where they talk about Enemy, it's like my video is always referenced as a way to explain the movie. I'm like, dang, it's very humbling. I'm very happy about that.
All right, yeah, it's always nice to get feedback. And have you heard? Okay, what did you think about the Guardians of the Galaxy score, Chris? I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm going to see it Thursday. What did you think about the score?
See, I was so into the movie that I wasn't really paying attention to the score.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. There's movies like that, like the Avengers. The score was sufficient, but you don't remember it. Like, you're just like, yeah, it was a good movie, and the score made sense, but I don't remember it. But when you go to other movies, like, for instance, we'll say The Dark Knight Rises, the score stands out in that movie.
Because the score was a character in that movie. Like, Bane's theme was like a character in the movie, just like Darth Vader's theme is a character on itself. Like, it just feels like a character. What I will say about Guardians of the Galaxy is what I do remember most music-wise is the soundtrack. The song choices in that movie are incredible. I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Oh, really? Do they have some classic 80s hits or anything?
The entire movie is classic 80s hits.
Good. That's what I need. Actually, that just made me more excited to see it.
70s and 80s.
That's what I want. By the way, just a quick thing. I don't care. This doesn't spoil anything. Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Does he say anything surprising in the movie?
Not answering.
Okay, all right, that's what I wanted. All right, good. I just was hoping for more than I'm Groot. Hey, Okana, want to go drive race cars? By the way, the new Fast and Furious movie that comes out in 2015 as well.
Hmm.
Um, what do you think about that? What do you think about
I am
the?
so curious to see how they pull it off.
I think everyone is. That's the one thing I'm curious about too. Like, are they going to blatantly make it obvious at some points that it's not him? Like you can see his brother's face, kind of, but I'm curious how much hiding they do with
Yeah.
with.
I know he was like 80% or something done,
Okay.
but there was like at least one major scene that he wasn't in,
Yeah.
and so we'll have to see how it goes.
Oh, Paul.
Wear a
Alright.
seatbelt, man. Wear a seatbelt. You gotta. I know you don't wear a seatbelt. You gotta wear a seatbelt.
I don't think it would have helped, man. The
He
car
wouldn't.
blew up. But he
Well,
wasn't conscious. Yeah.
right. If he had his seatbelt on, he probably wouldn't have smashed through the windshield or whatever.
But that's, I'm not racing in the back streets.
It's true. You're not doing 90. Also,
And
don't do 94 miles an hour on a road too. That
on
would
a Porsche with street poles. Let's see. I want to look for a really juicy question, something that just blows my melon open. Do you have anything you want to talk about, Chris?
I think about another 15 minutes and I'll be ready to go. I gotta go to bed soon.
Okay. We'll answer a few more and then we'll end the live broadcast. Here's a good question, John. I've been asking the same question for weeks. Answer already. What is the name of your blue paint and where did you get it? I don't know. I bought it at a hardware store called Lowe's, and I don't know the name of the blue paint. I am sorry. I don't know the name of it. So
I can't tell you either.
I don't know. I call it sad oceanic blue. That's what I call it. But for some odd reason, it makes me happy.
John Flick Blue.
Yeah, I'm called John Flick Blue. So anyway, guys, you good, Chris? You think we answered questions, or?
I would say we sufficiently answered questions
I think we
with
did too.
sufficient answers.
You have any videos coming out before this weekend? Anything else?
I'm seeing Into the Storm on Thursday. Hopefully that's not shit. I'm gonna have a review actually posted while I'm in LA. I'm filming a review for a movie, and I guess I can say what it is now. It's nothing big. It's just called What If. It's a Daniel Radcliffe romantic comedy. I wasn't allowed to say what it was or whatever because it was before embargo. And anyway, but I can't post the review till Sunday. But I'm gonna film it before I go. Take a flash drive with me and upload it while I'm in LA.
Okay, awesome. And I should have a Guardians of the Galaxy review up sometime Friday morning. Going to see it Thursday night.
Mhm.
And then after that, we'll keep you updated what's going on.
I might do a spoiler Guardians of the Galaxy review and then upload that while I'm in LA also.
Okay, good. Yeah, is there a ghost back there again?
No, it's not.
Chris, do you see dead people? It's a little kitty cat.
No, it's my dog. It's the dog. There he is. You guys can't see him, huh? Yeah. He's a little stinker.
He's a little stinker.
Yeah.
Someone asked, do you think the Batman vs Superman movie will come out next year in 2015?
No.
Me neither. I think they're purposely sandbagging it to make it come out in 2016. That way, when Justice League comes out in 2017, they can kind of bounce off each other marketing-wise, and you don't have to wait 2 years for a Justice League movie. So,
Did you see the doggy?
I did see the doggy. I did see him.
Yeah. He's a good boy. Mostly.
I like dogs, but I don't want to own one. I'm
actually the same way.
Yeah, I just don't want their fur, and they're like, I just can't deal with it.
I'm the same way. It's not technically mine.
Yeah, give me a fluffy pillow and I'll just cuddle with that. So anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up the live broadcast Q&A mumbo jumbo movie talk. Hope you guys had fun, and thank you, Stuckinator. I'm going to call you Stuckinator for this. How's that feel?
It feels right.
It does. It does feel right. Anyway, guys, yeah, definitely check out Chris Stuckmann on his YouTube channel, Chris Stuckmann. And that'll wrap it up.
You guys should check out John Flickinger on his channel that you are not currently on.
The Flick Pick, baby.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. By the way, guys, I need you guys to YouTube search something that just popped up. It's called Every Motherfucker from Samuel L. Jackson. They literally took every motherfucker he ever said in every movie and put it together in one video. It's the most amazing supercut I've ever seen in my life.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's 8 minutes of him saying motherfucker, but it's hilarious.
He put it out on his personal Facebook.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he was like, "This is some good shit." That's what he said.
Motherfucker!
He just wrote, "This is some good shit."
Django! Django! Oh,
them people ain't here for your money. He's here for that woman.
Oh, I kind of like watching Django Unchained right now.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, yeah, let's wrap it up there with the Samuel L. Jackson thing. And thanks for watching, guys, and have a good night. See you guys later. Bye.